Hey guys, welcome to this episode on using Bollinger Bands with the momentum. This is a swing trade move. As you can see, it's got a lot of stuff going on in the chart, but I'm going to break this down so you can see what I'm really focusing is this down here. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to move this out of the way and go to the basics, so that way, if it's broken down for you guys, will be better. So right here, I have the whole moving average, the Bollinger Bands, and the momentum. Okay, the whole moving average, I set it to 100. The Bollinger Bands, when I go inside, I just keep it standard, don't change anything, but I get rid of the middle line, the middle plot. I don't need that. Lower band, I want to turn that to yellow. You can change any color you like, just I like yellow for some reason. And the upper band, same thing, yellow. So now you're seeing upper band, lower band, and I got rid of the middle. Okay, Bollinger Bands are designed to show you when there is like the market is moving. It's got some explosion to it when it's not sitting there flat. But we'll break that down in a few minutes here. On the momentum, same thing. I leave it standard. Oops, sorry about that. Momentum, I want to get rid of this side stuff here. Zero line, which is the purple I don't need. The momentum works pretty straightforward if you've seen some of my other videos. If it's below the zero line, that means momentum's going down. If it's above the zero line, means momentum's going up. But we're not going to trade it like that for this. We're going to get rid of the upper signal, lower signal. The only thing I'm leaving on is just the momentum, the blue line, nothing else. Okay, so there we go. We have a clean line. Now we have Bollinger Band. But rather than using the Bollinger Bands up here on with the candles, we're also going to use it with the momentum. Okay, that is what I'm looking for. And then the whole moving average kind of gives me an average of is when the candles are below, I stay out of it. When it goes above it, that's when I'm looking for some trades. Does it mean it's always going to happen? No, because right here it went above it, nothing happened, and it still went down. So it's kind of like a combination. Plus, of course, there's more to this, but for right now, I just want to explain this little area before I get too complicated with it. What I'm looking for, when the momentum is inside the Bollinger Bands or beneath it, then there's nothing there. I really don't care for that. Unless you're shorting the market, to me that doesn't do me any good. But when it crosses above it, then what I'm paying attention to is the market going to move to the upside. Okay, this works on a 4-hour chart. It's a swing trade, not a day trade, and you got to be very patient with it because you will see some good profits from this if you're patient from it. So in this case, it broke to the upside, but we are still below the red line, below this whole moving average. So there's nothing really there, and it came back down anyway. Then it went right back up again. Now, this is a good trade right here, but you wouldn't have known that in the beginning. When the Bollinger Bands are tight together, the market's not moving. It's just flat. Okay, it's not doing anything. When the bands are pulling apart from each other, that's when you have a nice little explosion. And a lot of times when it explodes, it will like to come right back because the market needs to come back in equilibrium. Okay, so it exploded to the downside and it came right back up. This is just letting you know that this is it exploded and it will come back and reset. So here, the bands are separating a little bit, telling me that there's something going on. So if I were to jump into a trade after the momentum jumped outside the Bollinger Bands, you might catch a nice little run. In this case, it did pretty well. It went from 654 all the way up to 1099, which is not bad. Remember, these are 4-hour candles, so you're going to be in the trade for a couple of days there. Okay. Now, it's not just that. There's a lot more to it because a lot of times we'll come back up and come right back down. So you have to get in and get out. Okay, but it's not a 1 minute or 1 hour trade. You're in and you're in there for a couple of days before you're getting out. Okay. Now, what am I looking for in the full spectrum of this? All right, so you guys know how I do the Ichimoku. If you don't, there's other videos I will show you. What I'm looking for is, I'm just going to open this up so you can show you what I have in here. I got my simple moving average 50, 100, 200, 400. Okay. Then other stuff doesn't really matter because we're not using that for this. I'm just going to show you how this works. So let's say I got into a trade. And that one was MDR, yeah, I'm in MDR right now. So let's say we got into a trade, let's say right here underneath the cloud. Okay, so let's say you get in, you see the momentum going above the Bollinger Bands, and it's got a nice little run, but I have these little lines coming through. This line right here is a simple moving average of 50. So that means that if I decide to get in around this area, which is about 652, there's a chance that the 50 simple moving average is going to resist it. But it broke through. So now I'm looking at a cloud. The cloud might resist it. It broke through that too. So now you have this other line right here coming up, which is, I'm sure, is the 100 simple moving average. So that means that once it hit that simple moving average, it bounced back. It came in, took support on the Tekkensen, tried to hit it, bounced back down again, finally broke through. And it got above the cloud, and it got above the 200 simple moving average. So these are things that are letting you know what are things that are going to be in the way. And if you calculate, you say, okay, if I get in here at 643, let's say I get blocked at 7, well, from 50 to 7, that's a 50-cent move. Even if it just moves just 50 cents, it might be worth it to you. So it's something you have to calculate. What is it that's going to decide to get in your way? And if it blows through it, there might be a good chance to get into the trade. Okay, makes sense how that works? I'm going to just grab some more. This is just a volume thing, so nothing crazy. Just grabbing some random stuff. So let's say the market's falling. So see, in this case right here, the momentum went above the Bollinger, but we're still dancing around this whole moving average. So this isn't really telling me much, and it's underneath the Tekkensen and Chickensen. It's got everything. It's underneath everything pretty much. So it really is not a good trade because everything is holding it down until it broke above right here. But then you look in mode, you're underneath that cloud. You got too many things that are going to be holding this trade. And right here you can see it. The cloud, everything's pushing it back down. So even though the momentum is above it, there's too many things in its way, until it breaks through. Then you got this one right here. If momentum's above the Bollinger Bands, but you have to wait till it gets out of the cloud. If you do the fractals, for me, I would have waited till it broke. I'm gonna make a purple line here. Wait till it broke above this fractal line, this purple line right here, because now it will be broken above the cloud, and it would have been above my 100 simple moving average. Once it broke above that at 174, it started running to 210. So that's not bad. So even if you get it from 174 to 210, that's about what, 40-cent run. So you see, you get these nice little moves that you can make more money off of by sitting with this 4-hour chart. Okay, so hopefully this will kind of give you an idea of how I trade. This has been working out pretty well. You can also break it down. Let me see. When I have the 4-hour, I also have my trade in the 1 hour. Oh, I guess it's that one. Okay. And the 1 hour is more fine-tuned, but it really just kind of, the 4 hours really is the one that lets me in and out of the market. The 1 hour kind of gives me more of a fine-tune of, is there any other resistance coming in? For example, I'll go back here. It's a trade that I got in, BBW. I did it right back here where the purple line is, around 326, and it got up to 386 right now. And of course I got my Fibonacci extensions. Once it broke through that fractal is when I bought. Actually, I put a little, I still have it there. I didn't realize that. I still have my little buy thing saying there, if that breaks through there, go ahead and buy. So once it broke around 329, there was nothing else in the way, because here's the 100 simple moving average. It's above the cloud. It's above everything. It's a nice little support. Now the question is how far it's going to go, and that's when I use my Fibonacci stuff to kind of help me out and see how far will it go. And that's particularly, you just mark the lowest low, the highest high where it's at the moment, and then where it can retrace back, and it will kind of give you these lines. I have some other videos on that. So now it's kind of within this area. I don't think it's over yet. I think there's more. Would it fail me? Of course it will. But for right now, I have all the way up to this 200 simple moving average before it decides to hit something. So it goes up, market rests, goes up, market could rest. As long as it doesn't break below the 370, I'll probably stay in there. And then I'll probably see if it keeps going up or it's just going to turn around and fall. So these are just things that kind of helps you when you get in and when you get out. What's kind of bothering me is that the Bollinger Bands are getting wider. So I'm hoping that this lower band starts to move up, meaning that it's not going to push back down. You know, you don't want these big. Let me see if this does it here at all. Like here, see, the bands go wide, but they get smaller, so then the market pulls it right back down. So that's what I don't want it to happen to me here. But for right now, I'm in the green, so I'll take that. So hopefully this will help you guys. If you have any questions, type it at the bottom, and then I'll answer some questions. Talk to you guys later. Have fun. See you guys in the trading room.